So in this short video, we're just going to look at how to allocate partial payments in Applied Relay. So we're going to look at three different scenarios. We're going to look at a simple scenario where you can allocate a partial payments to a transaction. I'm going to show you how to allocate multiple partial payments across different transactions. And then finally, I'm going to show you how to leave a payment unallocated and then actually allocate it after the fact. So let's begin with the first scenario here. You can see I have a travel policy. I've posted a premium for €200. So I'm just going to show you how to allocate a partial payment of €100 against it. So if you right click here and click on your post cash button, the cash screen will open and you can see the three transactions that I have posted. So for travel, home and motorcycle. So in this particular instance, I just want to allocate €100 off this travel policy. So €200 is outstanding and I want to allocate €100. So €100. Put in the payment method. In this case, I'm just going to select cash, select the transaction and use the remainder button. So the remainder button is what you use for partial payments. Press OK. So you can see now €100 has been paid off the transaction and there's still €100 to be paid off the policy. So moving on now, we're just going to look at another scenario here where the customer might want to just pay off small transactions. So say maybe just €100. And he wants to pay off €50 off a couple of policies that he has on the file. So again, I'm just going to put in €100 and cash. So you can see in this case, I have a home policy with €200 outstanding and I have a motorcycle with €200 outstanding. So what if he actually says, listen, I just want to pay off €50 off each of these. So if you actually see this enter amount button, this is what you can use. If you click on enter amount, so I have selected the home transaction and I've clicked enter amount. And in here, you just basically put in what you want to actually pay off. So I'm going to press OK there. It allocates the 50. Then I can select the motorcycle. Same thing, enter amount, put in the other 50 and press OK. And that's the €100 allocated and I'm done. So press OK and now to the receipt. So you can see so far I've partially allocated €100 off the travel policy and I've paid €50 off the home and the motorcycle. So you can see here there's €400 still outstanding from the client. So in this final scenario, what happens if you actually receipt the money and just leave it unallocated? So what tends to happen occasionally, or what I do see in brokers, is that when they actually receive in money, if it isn't the full amount, they tend to leave it unallocated on the file, even though you can actually allocate it. And then what happens is they contact us later to say, is there a way for me to allocate this money? So if you actually just click cash, and you can see here €400 is outstanding. So I'm going to deliberately leave this unallocated. So the scenario is the agent, because they're not getting paid in full, they're just leaving it unallocated. So I'm just going to leave it unallocated and OK. Now you can see here that the balance has actually gone down to 0, but if I press the cash button, you'll see that I still have certain things unallocated. So you could click the automatic button in this case, and that would obviously marry it all up. But there is situations where you might need to just actually select the cash that you've receipted. So double click to select the cash you receipted, and then you can actually select the different policies and allocate the monies. So I have double clicked the cash button, which I've selected it. Then I can go up to the travel policy. I can allocate €100 against it, which clears it. I can go down to the home policy and allocate €150 there. And the same thing with the motorcycle. I can highlight that and click allocate, and that allocates the money against it. So I could have clicked automatic in that scenario, but I just wanted to show you how you could actually select the cash. So select the credit by double clicking on it, and then you can select each of the transactions, and using your allocate button, you can allocate the transaction against it. So basically, if you receipt money and leave it unallocated, and you want to allocate it after the fact, and maybe it isn't paid in full, you can just double click on the credit, select each of the transactions, and click allocate to allocate the money to it.